So it's our friend again, Chorizo. We know him to be very aggressive already. So if we had any sort of hand there, I mean, to be fair, like we could potentially shove 10 deuce. I mean, I think it's a bit, I don't know. I mean, it's not a situation where you could shove any two on him, or maybe it could be wrong. I mean, he's so deep, he's raising such a wide range. It's just that when you get called, you're in all sorts of trouble with a hand like 10 deuce. If I'd hand like 10-8 suited, 10-7 suited, a hand like even as weak as that, I'm probably going ahead and shoving here versus this particular guy. But I think um, yeah, didn't fancy the 10 deuce versus this guy. Would have been pretty sick to shove there, but it's gonna fold 6-5 here. Again, he's 3xing here, so he's an aggressive player. He's gonna carry on doing what he's doing here. So till someone stops him. We're less than 20 bigs now. We could have tried to steal the blinds here. I don't really like sort of raise folding 20 bigs that much. Um, but this guy's been pretty tight. I mean, these two both have shove stacks. The Tim has showed a propensity to 3-bet. Now that I'm on under 20 bigs, I don't think he would be doing that too light if he had been light in the past. I think folding's fine though, because we're again back on that stage where we're looking to sort of re-steal off people. I think I'm opening Jack 10 here. It's a hand that if we do get flatted by maybe Tim, um, it plays a bit better than obviously Queen 5 off. Decent hand to steal with. So with that, we're back up to exactly 20 bigs. This time, Chorizo decides to give us a walk, which is nice. I think I might start to get a bit frustrated if he'd raised again. And I'd woken up with the Kitchies, the 10-3. So yeah, we get the walk, which is fine. Now he decides to raise again. Now he's decided to make it smaller, so whether that's an indicator of anything, whether that means it's a steal. His normal raise size seems to be 3x, so I mean, this could potentially be just a steal attempt here, thinking, because we're both got shove stacks, he's going to get played back at a lot. So maybe he just thinks he's going to cut his losses a bit by reducing his raise size. So just got to look out for little things like that. Saluki flats, which is interesting because he's only got 24 bigs. So it's interesting what he's actually flatting there with. Wow. There we go. I mean, my read was, I don't remember this hand at all, but as I said, this guy could be stealing, and he was with 6-8 offsuit. He changed his raise sizing to smaller because, I guess he felt he was going to get played back at a lot. I think the Saluki played this quite weird. If I was him, let's just go back to the beginning of this hand. He's got 25 bigs, I think. I think he's got a perfect stack to just rip it in there versus this guy. So I'm very surprised he just elects to flat here, considering he's ahead of this guy's opening range. Maybe he's thinking this guy is so full of it that, might just outplay him post-flop. I mean, he does get a fantastic flop, obviously. This guy flops a gut shot. I'm surprised, if he was bluffing that he didn't actually take a stab at this here. Now the ace of diamonds comes, I guess he's thinking that he's got, it's a decent bluff card here. Maybe he would have checked an ace high. Well, an ace in his hand, we might have checked it on the flop. And then obviously goes and represents it on the turn, which is, I guess, what he was doing. But I'm very surprised at how this guy played his set of sevens here. I mean, you can't necessarily put this guy on diamonds. But then again, I guess if Saluki thinks that Chorizo is just airballing at that ace, using it as a represent the ace himself, then I guess calling is fine there, because if this guy's airballing the whole time, Saluki, like he was, you can just check call again on the river, which is fine. As played, I guess he played okay. I personally would just rip it in there with pocket sevens. And just make a note that obviously this guy's just full of it now. As he should be, he's got a load of chips. He should be using them, and he is. So he seems like he's an aggressive player, which is what you need to be in these late stages. With a stack like this, there's no good sort of sitting on that stack, waiting for premiums or just pairs and stuff like that. You've got to really widen your range. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work, like it didn't for him there. But I think in the long run, you'll go deeper and you'll make more final tables and get more larger cashes. Folds to me, king queen here. This is like the spot I had earlier on, very early in the tournament. If you remember, I had ace deuce or ace six, I think, in this spot here, exactly with 20 bigs. It's again the sort of spot where you don't want to get exploited. So say I raise here to like 5,300, which has been my standard, and then Saluki 3 bets or even jams, because myself and stand up flush are both on 20 bigs. And what if stand up flush decides to go over the top of us with a hand like king jack or king 10, which he would do. That's obviously in his shoving range, or jack 10, queen jack, all the hands we have dominated. We're getting blown off the hand by, unless we have a sick read on these people that they're doing that. It's pretty light calling here with king queen to a shove. So I like the unexploitable option and just jamming in pre 20 bigs here. 2 people to beat. We've got a decent hand. That is what I do. So I like that play. Fold the 8-5. I decide to open here. It looks strong from this position that I'm sitting in. I'm under the gun +1. Effectively late position now as well, considering we've only got 6 people on this table. Yeah, I just open here. We've got a decent suited king. We've got just over 22 bigs, and I'm just looking at this as a steal attempt, really, trying to come across as strong to all these guys. I don't have to call any of them because, I mean, this guy's got a shove stack, amen, and same with stand-up flush, but Saluki and Tim, I don't think we're playing back at me light here that often, considering where I'm racing from. This guy does shove on me, and I just have to go ahead and obviously fold. That was the danger of opening there. Fold the king 9 this time. Chorizo owns Tim there. Not sure what he had. This guy, Chorizo folds now, again into our big blind, which is nice. Maybe considering he just won a big pot, he decided to do that. Might have jammed on him actually this time if he had raised to me a suited hand like 5-3. Might have just gone for it. I folded the 5 deuce here to stand up flush. He jammed on me last time. I guess I could have taken this as a spot to raise, knowing that this guy might not jam on me again because he just literally did about 3 hands ago. But then at the same time, it is a blind on blind battle. Ranges become wider. He's going to be shoving hands like queen jack on me, jack 10, 9-8 suited, things like that. It's not the best spot to raise fold here as a steal, but I just select to fold. King Jack. I've got less than 20 bigs now. The blinds have gone up to 1,500, 3K. I don't often steal here because we're on a 5 max table. It looks like now. Obviously, people's ranges widen, same as they do blind on blind. Yes, I've got less than 20 bigs now, and often I won't raise hands like King Jack if there's a full ring table. But because of how the game sort of panned out now, I think opening here is okay. I've been jammed on quite a few times now in the last few hands that I've entered. So I do expect some sort of respect here from these people. This guy is on like, 13-ish bigs, 13, 14 bigs. Um, I guess I'll be raise folding to him. I'm not calling off too light here with King Jack. Um, so I'm not actually playing for stacks here with anyone. I'm just kind of, um, raising there as a steal and kind of a value at the same time because, as I said, the hand ranges widen as less players are on the table. Let's go ahead and fold King 4 here. Not the worst spot to shove on him because he could be quite wide in late position, but this is a sort of hand, you could be absolutely crushed by King Queen, King Jack, Ace King. Very good spot here to shove for sure now. I haven't done it yet, but it looks like I'll be surprised if I don't. Got a big ace here, 5-handed. This guy's aggressive. He's on the button. He's got a load of chips. We've got a shove stack. It's a pretty easy shove here. Yeah, and I make it. And he folds. I mean, his raise size this time, as I said, he was doing 3x when I assume he had some hands, which is quite backwards really. If you've got the hands, you're going to be raising smaller. And when you're bluffing, you want to be raising bigger, I guess. But his is the opposite, it seems. So yeah, he's made it like a smaller size here. If it was 9k, then I'd still shove anyway. But last time he did this with 6-8 offsuit, so potentially just air again there. Yeah, guy's on 12 bigs now. Gets jammed on. We might be on the bubble, I'm not sure here, because we are obviously 5-handed. The other table might be 5 or 4-handed as well. We get jammed on here. This... Oh wow, I decide to fold. Interesting this, because I mean your 5-handed ace queen is huge, obviously. And this guy has jammed on us once before. This might be bad here folding. I think it probably is pretty bad. I think at the time I had a bad feeling that I was crushed here. I think looking back on this, I should be calling for my tournament life here. I mean, if he's got ace king, then whatever, good game. This is probably the one hand which I don't like how I've played so far in this tournament. I think I really should be calling here. I don't like the fold. So like I said, I just had a bad feeling, and yeah, it's quite tight folding here for sure. With this guy shoving on me before, and he could easily be shoving like ace jack, ace 10. Pocket pairs are racing against. Yeah, I just decided to take the lower variance route, which is strange for me these days. But yeah. This raise here is a steal with jack high and get it done. It's good. Probably raise here, I guess, with king 10 as well. Yep. We get played back at this time by Tim, who hasn't 3-bet us in a long time now. Last time he did it was a much lower blind level. It's a good spot to 4-bet shove. But I think because he's been so tight so far, I'd just give him a bit more respect here. Just go ahead and fold. We're just kind of hovering now just below 20 bigs here. Wow, this guy took a 3-bet fold spot versus him. Good old ace king here. This is a great spot for us now. This guy's raised. He's been pretty aggressive lately. Chorizo, he's been pretty loose. And he hasn't really flatted much.